Stop for a moment. Take your hand off the mouse, off the screen. Do not keep scrolling. Do not skip ahead. Before we begin, there is something crucial you need to understand. Something that will sound impossible until you actually sit with it. The fact that you are listening to this exact voice at this exact instant is mathematically impossible to attribute to chance. Think about the odds for a second. There are millions of books, millions of videos, billions of hours of content scattered across the internet. Out of all that infinite noise, on this specific day, carrying the exact mood you're carrying right now, something placed this in front of your eyes. And you clicked. Not someone else's video, this one. By the time this ends, you will understand exactly why, and you will not be able to see your own life the same way again. The algorithm, or what I prefer to call the engineering of divinity, placed this title before your eyes, and you clicked. Do you believe that's a coincidence? In metaphysics, coincidences do not exist. Only synchronicities exist. Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychologist, knew this. The ancient alchemists knew this. And somewhere deep inside, you know it too. This material has found you because you called it. Maybe not with words. Maybe you never consciously said, "I want to listen to this." But your soul has been emitting a frequency. It has been sending a signal out into the universe, asking for a change, an answer, a sign, an exit from whatever labyrinth you currently find yourself wandering through. You have been vibrating at the frequency of the search, and by the law of resonance, the universe had no choice but to send this material to you as a direct response to that request. So this is not just an audiobook. This is a divine appointment. It is a contracted encounter between your current consciousness and your future potential. If you're here, it's because you're ready. As the old Hermetic proverb says, when the ear becomes able to hear, then the lips arrive to fill it with wisdom. Your ears are ready. Your vibration opened this door. What you're about to hear is not empty theory. It is a navigational map for understanding the hidden language of reality. We're going to talk about why what happens to you happens, about why you meet the people you meet, and about how to stop being a leaf tossed by the wind and instead become the wind itself. But I warn you, once you understand that nothing is accidental, you will never be able to fall fully back asleep again. The responsibility of knowing that you have attracted all of this is enormous, but it is also the key to your freedom. If this found you, it's for a reason, and the reason is that your moment to awaken has arrived. Chapter 1: The Law of Resonance. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla said that. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. An old Hermetic proverb. Let's start with the obvious, with what your rational mind is trying to whisper to you right now. This is a coincidence. It showed up in my recommendations. A friend sent it to me. I just happened to click. Let me stop you right there. In Newton's mechanical universe, the one where billiard balls collide purely out of inertia, coincidences exist. But in the quantum universe, the one you actually live in, coincidence is a mathematical impossibility. Absolutely everything that enters your field of perception has been invited by you. This material is not some external object that randomly collided with you. It is a response. It is the echo of a call you sent out. It is the materialization of a frequency you have been emitting for months, maybe years. To understand why you're listening to this right now and why your life looks exactly the way it does today, with its debts, its loves, its pain, its glories, you need to understand the mother law of metaphysics, the law of resonance. Forget spirituality for a moment. Let's talk about physics. You are not a solid object. If we placed your hand under a powerful enough microscope, we would see cells. Inside those cells, molecules. Inside those molecules, atoms. And if we looked inside the atom itself, we would find that it is 99.999% empty space. And what fills that space? Energy. Electrons spinning at breakneck speed. You are, quite literally, a package of vibrating energy. You are a standing wave. You are condensed sound. You are slowed down light. In the world of wave physics, there's a phenomenon called sympathetic resonance. If you have two pianos in a room and you strike the C key on the first one, the C string on the second piano will begin to vibrate all on its own. Why? Because they share the same frequency. The C note from the first piano sends an invisible wave through the air. That wave passes through every other string on the second piano, D, E, F, all of them ignoring it completely, because it's not their language. But when the wave reaches the C string, that string recognizes it instantly. That's my song, and it begins to move. You are that piano. You live immersed in an ocean of waves. People, opportunities, books, accidents, money, illness, all of it moving through the air around you constantly. Most of those waves pass straight through you without ever touching you. But the ones tuned to your exact frequency make you vibrate. They find you. They stick to you. They enter your reality. That is precisely why this material found you. You have been emitting a very specific note lately. Maybe it's the note of searching for truth. Maybe it's the note of being exhausted from suffering. Maybe it's the note of spiritual ambition. Whatever the nuance, you struck the key, and the universe, acting as the second piano, responded by making this content vibrate directly into your reality. This isn't marketing. This is physics. Think of yourself as a radio. If you're tuned to 98.5 FM, you'll hear classic rock. You cannot hear classical music on that same dial position. It's physically impossible. Classical music is playing on 104.1 FM at the exact same moment, crossing through your room right now. But your experience of reality depends entirely on where your dial happens to be set. If your internal dial is tuned to the frequency of victimhood, fear, complaint, scarcity, that is the only frequency you will ever pick up. You'll turn on the television and see nothing but terrible news. You'll walk outside and run into rude people. Unexpected bills will keep arriving, and you'll say, "How unlucky am I? This world is horrible." But the world isn't horrible. The world is infinite. It contains horror, and it contains beauty. It contains poverty, and it contains obscene wealth. All of it happening simultaneously. But you, with your dial locked onto Victim FM, can only decode the disaster signal. That $1,000,000 opportunity may have brushed right past your shoulder, and you never even saw it, because you and it were vibrating on completely different wavelengths. On the other hand, if you move your dial toward opportunity, everything changes. Not because the world itself changed, but because you changed channels. You start noticing lucky coincidences. People smile at you more. The perfect piece of content appears. This one, right now. Money starts to flow more easily. The skeptic will say, "Sure, that's just because you're more optimistic now." The metaphysician knows better. No, it's that you've changed your resonance. You're now compatible with a reality that used to be completely inaccessible to you. If this material is reaching you right now, it means something wonderful. Your dial has already moved. You are no longer sitting on the frequency of the sleeping zombie. If you were still parked on that low frequency, this title would have looked boring, ridiculous, or simply invisible to you. You would have scrolled right past it, hunting for a cat video or some gossip instead. But you stopped. Something in it resonated with your internal string. That means you're ready. It means your vibration has already risen enough to intersect with exactly this information. We live in an age of algorithms. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We all understand how they function by now. If you spend your day watching cooking videos, the algorithm learns you like cooking, and it floods your feed with recipes, chefs, kitchen gadgets. If you suddenly start watching conspiracy videos, the algorithm shifts and starts showing you UFOs and government secrets. The algorithm itself never judges. It never says cooking is good or conspiracies are bad. The algorithm is simply a blind mirror. It only ever gives you more of what you already are. The universe operates in exactly the same way. It is the great algorithm. God, or the source, or the quantum field, whatever name feels right to you, does not judge either. It doesn't say, "Poor John, let's give him money even though he feels miserable inside." No, the divine algorithm notices John is vibrating in fear of not being able to pay his rent. Perfect. Let's send him more situations that reinforce exactly that fear to confirm his current vibration. It sounds brutal, but it's actually fair. It is absolute freedom. You hold the free will to choose your frequency, and the universe carries the mechanical obligation to confirm that choice with facts. That's why this is meant completely literally. If this found you, it's for a reason. The algorithm of the universe detected a shift in your internal search history. It noticed the old answers stopped satisfying you. It noticed you started asking deeper questions. And as a direct response to your new spiritual search history, it delivered exactly this to you. You are the user. The universe is the server. This is simply the content being delivered. This is also where people tend to push back against the law of resonance. You might say, wait a minute, I didn't attract my car accident. I didn't attract my abusive partner. I wanted love and security. Are you blaming me? I am not blaming you. I am empowering you. But to truly empower you, you first have to understand the darker, hidden half of this law. You don't attract what you consciously think. That's only about 5% of the picture. You attract what you vibrate subconsciously, the other 95%. You can spend your entire day repeating positive affirmations. I am rich. I am loved.